Hi, hello there, students. We are now down to the second topic of Module 4. And for today's video, I'm going to teach you on how to solve problems involving quadratic equations given the length and the width of a certain thing. If you want to learn more about this, please stay tuned to my channel. This is me again, Marnie M. Kuyag, ang Teacher M ng Math. Alright, our first problem is an amusement park wants to place a new rectangular billboard to inform visitors of their new attractions. Suppose the length of the billboard to be placed is 4 meters longer than its width, and the area is 96 square meters. What will be the length and the width of the billboard? Now, for example, this is our rectangular billboard. And we are going to solve for its length and the width. So, for example, that billboard, mao na to ang width. Mao sad ni ang ato ang gitas-on. Before solving a problem, we must understand first the problem. We are trying to identify its given. So now, in this problem, our given is the length, which is 4 meters longer than its width. Now, if your given is like that, then you are going to solve for its dimension, then automatic, you are going to let x, in which x should be your width. So now, since we already have our width, it is stated here that the measure of your length is 4 meters longer than its width. Now, take note, if you see the word longer in mathematics, you're going to translate it to addition. So whatever the measure of the width plus 4, that is the measure of your length. This is 4 meters, that I say 4 meters longer is addition, then x is your width. Then another given is 96, dara. 96 square meters, which is the value of your area. Now, since we already identified the problem and we already identified the given, let's now proceed to our solution. So now, as what you had noticed, in our given, naa si area. So we will use area. And the measure or the formula in solving the area of a rectangle, since it's a rectangular billboard, so we are going to use the formula in solving the area of a rectangle, and that is length times width. After identifying its formula, we are going to substitute. If we say substitute, we are going to change the literal coefficient into its value, its numeric value. And the value of your A is this one, 96. And the value of your L, which is your length, is 4 plus x. And your width is x. Pwede rin na siya magkailis-ilis. Okay, now, afterwards, is what you had noticed, you are going to multiply a monomial by a binomial. Our previous topic, how are we going to multiply a monomial and a binomial? We are going to distribute the monomial. So, copy 96, then x times 4, which is our monomial, then atong i-distribute ni binomial, x times 4 is 4x, and x times x is x squared. Afterwards, we're going to rewrite this equation to standard form. And the standard form of the quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So, maguna si x squared. Dara. Then, sunod si 4x. Para usara ato ang transposition nga gigamit, si 96 nang atong git-transpose. So, si 96 na himong negative 96, then equals 0. Next. So let's now proceed to the next step. we're going to solve the resulting equation. This is now our equation. Now, how are we going to solve for the values of x? Or how are we going to solve for its roots? So we have four methods in solving a quadratic equation, and we can use any of the methods except extracting square roots. So now, I am going to use factoring. First step in factoring is that we're going to write two sets of parentheses. Then ato ang kwaon ang square root ni quadratic term x squared. Ug ang, the factors ni quadratic term na si x squared. Ug ang ato sang kwaon ang factors ni constant na negative 96. So the factors of x squared are x and x. So, x and x. So, to check whether your factors are correct, you're going to multiply the two variables x times x. So, in multiplying a variable, you're going to add the exponent. Kana siya na exponent 1. Ang usasad na exponent 1. So, 1 plus 1 is 2. So, meaning, your factors are correct. Now, let's proceed to negative 96. What are the factors of negative 96? These are 12 and negative 8 because 12 times negative 8 is negative 96 and dili lang kutob sa multiplication, we will also need to get positive form saon, add or subtract. 12 minus, kay minus man siya, so ito yung minus 8 is 4, so meaning 12 and negative 8 is correct. Okay, afterwards, we're going to use the zero product property by separating the two factors. Then equate it to 0. Then transpose positive 12 and it becomes negative 12 and negative 8 and it becomes positive 8. So therefore, our width is 8 meters. Ma'am, asa naman si 12? As what we had noticed, si 12 kay na negative sign. Okay, now, since we are referring to measurement, wala tayong measurement na negative. However, we only consider the positive value of x since the situation involves a measure of length. Hence, the width of the billboard is 8 meters. So, sa pagkuha sa length, ma'am, naa dito sa ato ang first nga solution. Katong, wait, katong length equals 4 plus x. Katong gilet x na to ba? Then length is 4 meters longer than its width. So, substitute the value of x, which is 8. And 4 plus 8 is 12 meters. So, therefore, the value of your width is 8 meters and the value of your length is 12 meters. Proceed to our second example. The area of the garden is 160 square meters. Suppose the length of the garden is 4 meters more than twice its width. What is the length of the garden? Now, as what you had noticed, the given is just the same with our second example or our second problem. But ang ato ang length is now 4 meters more than twice its width. So, again, we are going to let x be our width. And for the value of our length, na diri 4 meters, karon gigamit sa taog more. So, more than is plus gihapon. Twice its width. So, kaduhaon si width. So, that's why 2x. Kay ang x kay width man. So, area is also given, which is 160 square meters. So, just like what we did in our first example, we will be using the formula of the area, which is length times width. Then we are going to substitute again. So, the value of our area is 160. The value of our length is 4 plus 2x, and the value of our width is x. Ako lang giswap. Ako lang giuna og swap si monomial. So, now, in our example, in our solution, we're going to multiply a monomial by a binomial by distributing the monomials. So, x times 4 is 4x, and x times 2x is 2x squared. So now, next step is we're going to arrange or rewrite the equation into its standard form. So, ang nalahi kasi 160, so si 160 ray ato ang is i-transpose, so it becomes negative. The rest, positive. Next, solve the resulting equation. So now, as what you had noticed, the equation na to is the value over a is not equal to 1. So, let's try to use quadratic formula. Pero kung pwede lagi hapon mo magamit o completing the square and quadratic formula. Pero sa karon nga example, I want to use quadratic formula. And the first step in solving a quadratic equation using quadratic formula is to identify the values of a, b, and c. Nga naman, it is because para sa yundra inig substitute nato sa formula. And the formula of a quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then we are going to substitute. Then in your elementary lesson, we are going to use PM thus, in which P stands for parenthesis. So, unahon na to solve ang naa sa parenthesis. So, si 4 square na himong 16. Si 4 times 2 times 160 kay 1280. Then, naaman tayo negative. Naas tayo usa ka negative. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 2 is 4. Next, add what is inside the radical symbol, and that is 1296. Next, we're going to get the square root of 1296, and that is 36. To check, 36 times 36 is 1296. Then, we're going to separate the two operations. So, ang usa plus, ang usa minus. Then, simplify. 33 over 4. That is equal to 8.25, and the other one is negative 39 over 4. Oops! This one is not included again because of the sign negative. So, therefore, 8.25 will be our width. And for our length is 4 plus 2, 6. Asa manigikan si 4 plus 2x? Na siya gikan sa katong ato ang left x dayon. 4 meters more than twice its width, that is your length. Substitute. The value of your x is 8.25. PEMDAS. Dili unahon og plus ha, PEMDAS. Unahon si parenthesis. So 2 times 8.25 is 16.5. Then add 20.5. So therefore, the length of the garden is 20.5 meters. Okay, nganong ang length ray hatag. Kay ang ato ang problem nangita lang sa length. So that's it. I hope you learned something from this tutorial. If you have clarifications, please don't hesitate to comment down below so that I can answer your query. This is me again, Marnie M. Kuyat, and Teacher M. Nang Mactan. Thank you, and have a great day.